Good afternoon, children. Hope you must have finished all the assignments given to you. So today we will study a very interesting chapter, Microorganism, Friend and Foe. This is the second chapter of science in your NCERT book. Microorganism, as the name suggests, those organisms which are too small to be seen without a microscope are called microorganisms. Again, those organisms which are too small to be seen without a microscope are called microorganisms. Right? So, the device which is used to see the microorganism is said to be the microscope. You all have seen the microscope in class 7, right? So, microscope is a device which is used to see the microorganism. Now, this you all know that microorganism, generally earlier it was believed that most of the microorganism, they are harmful for us. But various useful microorganisms are also there in our earth. So, now we will see the major groups of microorganisms. Microorganisms, they are classified into 5 groups. They are namely bacteria, virus, protozoa, fungi and algae. Okay, so 5 groups of microorganisms they are there. It is very important for your examination, right? Bacteria, virus, protozoa, fungi and algae. Now we will study each group of microorganism separately. First we will study about the bacteria. You might have seen the bacteria, they are found everywhere. Actually, these microorganisms, they are found everywhere. That means they are cosmopolitan in nature. They are found inside your body. They are found in dead and decaying organic matter. They are found in air, ice, cold water, right? Everywhere they are found. So many of the microorganisms, around 1 lakh of microorganisms itself, they are there inside your mouth. So in human body, lot of microorganisms they are there. They may be harmful, they may be useful. Okay. So this is all about the where these microorganisms they are found. Now we will study about the microorganism. First group of microorganism, that is bacteria. So bacteria, they are very small single-celled microorganism, and it is very important to note that they are the most primitive organisms, right? And they do not have any organized nucleus. Later on I'll teach you the lesson cell, in which I will tell you the difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. Then you will come to know how this bacteria they are different from human cell. So bacteria, they are single celled organism, right? Microorganisms, and they are found they are useful as well as harmful for us, right? So they cause many diseases in human body, like TTT, means this is not the name of disease. By this mnemonic you can learn tetanus, tuberculosis, typhoid. All these 3 diseases, they are caused by bacteria, right? Beside this whooping cough, that is said to be the pertussis, food poisoning, cholera, diphtheria, they are also caused by these bacteria. Now on the basis of these shape, the bacteria, they are classified into various types. Like if bacteria, they are rounded in shape, they are said to be the coccus, right? So and if they are rod shaped, in the picture you have seen you are seeing that rod shaped bacteria they are there. So bacillus, they are said to be the bacillus, and if they are in the spiral form, they are said to be the spiral bacteria. Sometimes they are in the shape of comma also, then they are said to be the vibrio, like the bacteria of cholera, right? if you see the bacteria of cholera, you all know this is a disease in which loose motions as well as vomiting takes place simultaneously, and this is very harmful bacteria which is responsible for the food poisoning, right? And this is, if you see this bacteria under the microscope, then you will see it is comma shaped bacteria, right? Now certain bacteria, they are very useful for us also. You studied in class 7 first chapter that bacteria which is found in the root nodules of the legumes, that is rhizobium. It is very useful bacteria for the plants because it helps in the fixation of nitrogen, right? Beside this, lactobacillus is also a very useful bacteria for human being because it is responsible for converting milk into curd. Okay, so this much about bacteria. Now we will study the most deadly organism, which are said to be the viruses. You all know nowadays we all are struggling from a very deadly virus, that is COVID-19, which caused disease corona, and yet no vaccine is there for this COVID-19 virus. So viruses, they are very harmful for us, right? The most peculiar thing about the viruses is that they reproduce inside the host body. That means when this virus, they will get inside a body, it will start reproducing there. And it uses the host machinery, means they will take all the material from the host itself. That is why it is very difficult to make vaccine of the virus, right? Several type of virus they are there, and viral borne diseases they are there. So certain viral borne diseases are influenza, corona, AIDS, polio, flu, chickenpox, smallpox. All these are the diseases which is caused by the viruses, right? Now we come to the third category of microorganism, that is protozoa, right? So these protozoa, they are also a microorganism which you can see under the microscope, and they causes many diseases like dysentery and amoeba histolytica. It is a type of protozoa which cause amoebic dysentery in a body, right? Beside this, plasmodium. You all are aware of plasmodium. This is the malarial parasite, right? Children, it is very important to note that this disease, malaria, is not caused by mosquito. It is caused by protozoa, and the name of protozoa is plasmodium. It is spread by mosquito, right? It is spread by mosquito. It is not caused by mosquito. So female Anopheles is the mosquito which spread the disease malaria, right? And it is caused by plasmodium. This is very, very important. You keep this thing in mind, right? Same way, dengue is a disease which is caused by the virus, but it is spread by the mosquito, that is Aedes. Okay, so keep this thing in mind and never get confused. Now we come to the next organism, that is algae, right? So here in the picture, one algae is there which is said to be the Chlamydomonas, right? You know, algae, they contain chlorophyll. Therefore, they are always green in color. That means these are the organisms which can synthesize their food by own. So here in the picture you will see two algae. One is Chlamydomonas and other is Spirogyra, right? So now we will study the next microorganism, group of microorganism, that is fungus. So fungus, they are very important for the environment because they grow in dead and decaying organic matter, and due to this the substance get rot, right? And it get converted into simpler form. So some fungus, they are harmful for us as well as useful, right? The most useful fungus is yeast. Yeast is a fungus which is used in the bakery industry, right? And this agaricus. Agaricus means mushroom. Mushroom is also a fungus which is edible fungus, and it is a rich source of proteins, right? Beside this, penicillium is also a fungus which is very important fungus because it is used for making an antibiotic, that is penicillin. So these fungus, they are also useful. Sometimes they are harmful. In the first slide, they have given the diagram in which the bread, the green patches of fungus is there, it will damage your bread, right? Beside this, because it grow in all the dead and decaying organic matter or in dead matter, sometimes your leather shoes, your leather purses, your leather belts, it get destroyed by the fungus, right? So this is about fungus. In this picture, you will see the diagram of viruses. They have given the viruses. So protein coat is there, and inside there is a genome. Okay. This you will study. It won't be able to. I won't be able to explain you this about the genome because it is very difficult for you. When we will study the cell and we will study the nucleus, then I'll explain you about the genome. Okay. So all about the virus. Now we will study how these microorganisms, they are useful for us as well as they are harmful for us. So microorganisms, they can be considered as friend, and when they are harmful, they are considered as foe, right? So microorganisms, they are very, very useful for us. When they are friendly for us, they are said to be the friend. So microorganism, you all know, it is utilized for making curd, bread, cake. Beside this, microorganisms are also used for the production of alcohol, wine, acetic acid, etc. Right? They are also used for the preparation of medicines called antibiotics, and they are also helpful in increasing the fertility of the soil. They are also helpful in increasing the fertility of the soil. So if microorganisms are there, they will help in increasing the fertility of soil by fixing nitrogen and by making the humus, right? Now microorganisms also clean up the environment because I told you earlier that certain bacteria, fungus, they grow on dead matter and convert it into the humus. They grow on animals and hence they decay the animals. By this method they clean a environment, right? So one by one now we will study how microorganisms help in making the curd, right? One bacteria is there which is said to be lactobacillus. Remember the name of lactobacillus, it is very, very important. In class 12 you will also study about lactobacillus. So this is the bacteria which is present in the curd, right? You might have seen that whenever your mother want to make a curd, she take a lukewarm milk and inside the milk it put little bit curd, right? So lukewarm milk, why she take lukewarm milk? Because this lukewarm milk, it is in the lukewarm milk, the growth of bacteria is quite fast. So this and will get converted. The reproduction in bacteria takes place within a second. Lot of bacteria they are formed. You can see it under the microscope. Once the school will reopen, I'll show you in the under the microscope the various types of bacteria present in this dirty water, right? So this lactobacillus is a bacteria which help in converting curd milk into curd. You all know that conversion of milk into curd is also the example of chemical change. Beside this, if you want to make idlis, if you want to make bhatura, or if you want to make this dhokla, you use curd because curd contain bacteria that help in the rising of dough, right? Now we will study The next, bacteria, these microorganisms, they are also used in making of bread. Making of bread, this yeast is useful in making the bread, right? Why? What does yeast do? Yeast, it grows and it respire anaerobically, and in this process it releases carbon dioxide, and due to this the release of carbon dioxide, the dough become very much light. So you might have seen a small holes in bread or cake. This is due to the gas, carbon dioxide gas, or the bubbles of carbon dioxide gas, which makes your dough very much light. So yeast is used in bakery, right? Or in, it is also said to be the yeast which is used in bakery, it is said to be the baker's yeast, right? So it is used in baking industry. So yeast is the microorganism which is used in the baking industry, right? So this much for today. Tomorrow, children, we will study the commercial use of microorganism. Thank you very much.